Put your red shirt on and a brown coat too. Everybody's joining the crew. We got just one drink that we rule them all. Hope you'll remember your thoughts. Get your Ulu feathers and your Middle Earth guns. A sonic screwdriver or a sword plus one. Usually wins steel if it will get you to come. To the pit tank. To the pit tank. The Rocky Mountain pit tank.
Hi, I'm Guy,
Hi, I'm Troy.
Hi, I'm Alex.
and this is Geek Tank.
Your Hi, it's Brent size podcast. Hi, Brent.
Hi, Brent.
See, he was there before I said the line, so I had to
Yeah.
just throw it in there.
Sounds fair to me.
Why not? Hey, it's another Monday.
It is another Monday.
It's the 1st of July.
Yeah, which means the first of them firing off unlimited fireworks all night.
Well, they were doing it before. They were doing over the weekend.
Actually, so far they haven't gone out here except that one time.
As I said, when we were gaming, I thought you
Yeah.
were having to dodge explosions.
They were doing it. They were doing that the day before, but yeah. And then of course last week was a rough week for me because I had a 5-day on in classroom, and then on the 6th day a 2-hour drive. So,
And then on the 7th day, you rest.
and I slept for like 13 hours because of it. And at first I was like, this is really weird, and then I realized you and I don't have this is a 8-hour performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to go up there and you got to tell stories and you got to be live. You can't slow down. You can't stop.
Or
You have
like 10-minute breaks when you run the videos sometimes.
Right. That's it. That's all you got. And so it's a little harder than I think I give it credit for, because to me, I think of it as a normal 8-hour job, and I think of it like somebody who comes in and, does their job for 8 hours, and then, but there's no water cooler time. There's no downtime. It is a constant push. Hey, Donald, good to see you. So yeah, I guess I don't realize that until I do 5 days in a row with 2 class closes, at which time I'm like, I'm just so beat. So it's worth it. It is a worthy job. I really enjoy doing it, but I don't realize how much it does take the energy out of me. So anyway, that was just that.
Okie doke.
We've been watching Evangelion, the new Evangelions, which I don't know if you guys heard the news, but in the middle of May, Gainax closed its doors and folded. And so Gainax is done. And so we were watching Evangelion because honestly, they were in the middle of the reboot Evangelion project last time I looked, and I was hoping they had made it out the door. So I was like, uh-oh, and they did. Apparently all 4 movies. The last one was done in 2021. So all 4 movies have cleared out. And so Evangelion's a closed project, but it's still like, that was by the hair of their chinny chins, I guess. So
I don't think we didn't have a Baldur's Gate 3 episode per se. Did we? I don't feel like we covered it much.
No, but we are starting Baldur's Gate, which is a thing.
You are. I don't know if Alex has it or not. Do you have it, Alex?
I don't have it now.
Okay.
And the most modern game I'm playing is Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I'm actually playing. I'm playing with the in my opinion, the coolest looking armor, which has absolutely no gameplay value.
Oh, I hate that.
It's fine. It's just like looks cool. And it's because of the whole Ghost of Tsushima thing, as opposed to I'm going to wear this armor, so I'm really good at staggering them, or damage, or stealth. I'm like, no.
Sure.
Wear this busted ass armor and be awesome. I'm Batman. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima. I mean,
Definitely more fun than the Ghost of Sashimi. Just this raw fish attacking
Yeah, that
people.
one didn't go over as well.
Mhm.
No, but I mean, actually, the only reason I was saying that, Alex, was that always bothers me is that the prettiest armor, the one that I love to wear, is always like the least useful.
So there's a
Err.
so there's a feature in Baldur's Gate 3, since we're talking about it. When you're looking at your character sheet, there's a little clicky spot above your inventory to the right, so you can appear like you're wearing your regular clothing, but you still get all your benefits of your armor.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you don't like how the armor looks, you can just be in your regular clothes, or you can run around looking naked if you wanted to.
Which is like totally what in game Ivy has been after this whole time. Well, maybe not naked, but certainly being able to wear her gothic clothes of doom without people like going, wow, she's like wearing a whole bunch of armor, and instead she's wearing just her gothy evil clothes and being all angsty. She's not really good at angsty, but she wants to be angsty
because her idol is angsty.
It's her idol. Yeah, Brent's right. Prodigy season 2 was dropped all at once, and I haven't gotten to it yet. So I've been meaning to, but I just haven't had a moment yet. But I will. I'm looking forward to it. They got the revamped version of the Voyager in it. I'm looking forward to that. I always had sort of a little bit of a crush on the original Voyager. That was a good ship. And this new one looks like they took Voyager and put the Enterprise E's warp missiles on it. So that should be interesting to see. This is from the limited screenshots. So we'll see. And then Brent's playing Manor Lords. So that's kind of cool. We were talking a little bit about that last night on show. So yeah.
Is it a Downton Abbey style dating sim? What is it?
Nice.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's
We're talking to him about it.
I mean, I talked to him about it, and what I've gotten from there is that it is a medieval city builder. So you manage your people. So that it does sound like a game, actually, as much as I'm making snark about it. The truth is, it does sound like my style of game generally, the little world builders and stuff like that. Yeah, it's SimCity in the medieval era is what he's saying. So, which, since I notoriously play SimCity and City Skylines, it's got more micro control too. I'm notorious for that kind of stuff. So it actually did sound interesting last night. When you're talking about
it. Speaking of worker placement, micro control. I went to a yard sale on Saturday. This person advertised on Facebook that they were having a big board game sale, and games ranging either $1 or $5. And they were like really good board games. And I expected it to be Madhouse. And I showed up, and there was already like seven or eight people there in line. And it was still like 10 more minutes before they were going to start selling anything. And I could see that they were looking nervous, the people that were selling stuff, because they had this line of people on the sidewalk. And it's like, oh no, it's going to be Black Friday. And so in an ultimate gamer move, I said, hey, you know what? Instead of us all killing each other, I don't know what order we got here in, but I'm not first, obviously. Why don't we go in the order that we got here, and each of us go in and pick one game and then get back in line? That way we can not charge these people and start yanking games out of each other's hands. And everybody loved the idea. So it actually was very civil and completely unexpected, but yay gamers for agreeing upon a set of rules and just going for it.
Democracy in its weird way.
Yeah. And so now for Nadesukon, I have for the library the My Little Pony role-playing games rules.
Oh,
that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, Kevin was shocked. He's like, why do you have this? I'm like, because I want kids to come in and play role-playing games.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. But which one do you have?
That looks like the right one. But it's
Cool.
like a box set. Is that a box or a hardcover book?
That's a hardcover book.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I didn't get the starter box set because I've been picking it up as it's been coming out anyway.
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah.
in that case, it might just make trips to NDK during NDK weekend and then live at your house.
Right. Well, I picked it up. I got, if I don't have everything, I've got most everything. In case the kiddo decided to get into role playing, I'd have something that in a property that they enjoy.
Yeah.
It's relatively light. Yeah. So I also picked up. I also have a copy of No Thank You Evil that we haven't broken out yet.
I love No Thank You Evil. I've never broken into my copy either. But I'd be into the idea of that too.
Well, that's the next game then after we settle up on D&D.
No Thank You Evil had like such great concepts for being a simpler game designed for kids, and I really liked the way that they had kind of set that up.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about the room there, Donald.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's rough.
That sucks. But yeah, that's the thing. Speaking of games, coming up on this weekend, we have like the biggest game in town because we've got Fan Expo coming in.
Fan Expo.
I was trying to make that connection. It was weak, but it worked.
It was.
So
keep telling yourself that.
Yep. I will be at Fan X. I'm paneling on Sunday. So
say, are you working it?
No, I mean yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it allows me to have a ticket for the whole time. But I'm going to be on the Fan X panel for classroom resource and inclusivity, which I find to be entertaining. Especially since I did not make that choice. This was assigned by me by my boss. So she told me I was doing this. And I looked at her and I said,
for Drive Safe?
No.
Oh,
for IACON.
Oh, okay.
We were in an IACON meeting and we needed people to populate this particular panel. And she assigned it to me. And I mean, others will be there too. And I guess I'm there to represent the actual educator side of it, because it is about inclusivity and including, people who are cultures who are not always represented and things like that. So, which is okay. I just thought it was particularly funny. But
she's trying to make sure that the cis older white guy demographic is properly represented.
That was sort of the point I made. I was like, and she's like, you're representing the educators. I'm like, okay, I can accept that. But I mean, I looked where I'm like, who we're talking about here. We're talking about the director of IACON, who is Lakota. So it's like, but that's all right. She has other things to attend. So early 50s, early 50s. Anyway, it's all right. I actually think that it's a good experience to practice doing the cultural anthropologist, As a cultural anthropologist, you have to be cognizant and aware of the cultures you're working in and work for them and to serve them. And so it works very well on this one. I think this is a good job for me. It's a good experience. So, and allow the others to talk, which is something that is hard for me to do as I dominate this silence right here.
We're just like giving you a shovel and seeing how far you can dig into the ground.
I didn't realize I was digging yet, but okay.
Well, that's why we do it. So yeah, there'd be like the women in comic book panel with all white males.
Although this won't be that way. It's just that I will be there. Like her. That's okay. That's okay. It is still like really weird. But that's okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Anything else we want to talk about, guys? Any other cool things going on other than Star Trek started? Or Star Trek Prodigy started today. They dropped all of the episodes.
Before we started the cast, we were talking about how you would you'd release the ban on Star Wars Episode 3 for family viewing since your child is now a teenager.
Yep. Although the rewording of that makes it sound like up until yesterday, my child was not mature enough.
Right. That's how it goes, right?
When in reality, it was at 8 years old, my child was not mature enough, and then we forgot. Until yesterday. So.
Yeah, they and you were saying how, of course, you know, the interpersonal scene writing is awful. Yeah, and I remember like in the prequel trilogy, there was like listening to some of the extras, like, we took this scene out because it had too much character development. Why would you do that?
Probably because
then
really needed somebody.
But I did hear something that I don't know if anyone else here has heard of, but it's a version of Episode 3 that I really want to watch, and it's called the Kurosawa edit, and it's black and white, and it is dubbed in Japanese with English subtitles. And I'm here for it.
I'm kind of here for it as well.
Yeah, I am gonna play Ghost of Tsushima in Kurosawa mode on my second playthrough, but right now I'm just enjoying the game as is.
Yes, Donald, I don't know how in the world you're listening to 4 audiobooks. It would just be a scramble of all at the same time. I know Brent's like, where can I find that?
I don't know,
Brent, but if you find it, let us know.
Man, I'm just gonna look right now.
I am totally on board with this too.
Let's go to Google. The Blackened Mantle 2023 Kurosawa edition.
The Blackened Mantle. There. I like it. I'm going with it.
Yeah, cool. I'll do a deep dive some other time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so.
I'd like to see Topher Grace did an 85-minute edit.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that one too.
So he cut out a lot of the fat, but of course you're never going to see it because Lucas will not let him air it.
Brad's got it, apparently.
Sweet. Good job, Brad.
The Kurosawa one, I assume, not the Topher Grace one.
Yeah, but speaking about maturity and such, it's like my child is 11, and we've been watching some of the old 1990s X-Men cartoon, but not the X-Men 97.
Not the new one yet, but yeah.
Yeah, not the new one, the new throwback one. But she's of the perfect age to cosplay X-23 from Logan.
Oh yeah.
Tonight we just started watching X-Men, the film, and we're gonna make our way through and we're gonna watch Logan.
Okay, that one's cool. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, really sweet to see if she jives with the character Laura. And
I gotta admit, that one's one of my favorite characters too, X-23.
Yeah, I barely know anything about X-23 in the comic verse, only really from the movies and things here and there. But Logan is amazing. And
seen Logan.
Oh my gosh, dude,
the worst part about this is I even have it on my hard drive.
Yeah,
because I need to stop and see it, but I haven't just haven't had 2 hours yet that I've been able that I remember. Whenever I remember, that's so frustrating. That's one of the frustrating things about ADD. Like, I've got to see it. I have it. It's ready to go, and I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I have it on the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray edition I have it on also has Logan Noir, so black and white. And yeah, no, Logan's amazing. I've only watched it 3 times. I've cried during 2 viewings of it.
Yep.
And it is the way I describe it to people, and I'm showing my age here. Logan is to the superhero genre as Unforgiven is to the Western genre.
Nice.
So good.
I think that's one of the reasons why I think I have a small amount of hesitation toward it, is I kind of want to I want to be able to really enjoy it, really absorb it. And, so, I can't right now. I got to do this, or I got to do that. I got to do this other thing,
Did you watch Deadpool, the movie Deadpool, Alex?
Oh, I've seen it. It was all right.
I liked his little music ballerina thing with Wolverine in the final scene. I don't want to spoil anything since Guy hasn't seen the movie yet. But he'll never watch Deadpool, so, or at least he probably will never watch Deadpool.
Why wouldn't I watch Deadpool?
Deadpool was all right. It was all right.
It's not jumpy, is it?
No, but you would usually, when you have the option to watch something, you just put in another Star Wars show. So,
oh snap! Fighting words.
I mean, you are comfortable with the Star Wars movies. It's not an insult. It's just you prefer the familiar stuff. It's you'd put it some way before where you're like, yeah, I like watching this because it's a familiar environment and it makes me more productive.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I've got Deadpool 1 and 2 as well. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I will. I mean,
definitely not for your kid.
Yeah, I mean that is the primary problem. Deadpool 1 and 2 had a lot of gore, and therefore the partner that I was with wasn't very big on that. Well, that's not as much of a problem anymore. But I have forgotten that they're hanging out waiting for me to watch them now, because it's been so many years that it's like, well, can't watch them as a family thing or whatever. But now I've got entire swaths of time where I have nobody here but me and my cat George. I might as well watch some of these things.
It's probably not cat friendly either.
Yeah, it's not cat friendly. George, you can't watch this. I'm just saying. So yeah,
upset the kitty.
So, but I mean, yeah, you are right that generally speaking, I would rather, if I'm working on a comic or whatever, I'd rather not watch a thing specifically. But I've been watching all these movies and trying to catch up on stuff of recent. Hence why we're watching all of the Evangelions. Is because I've been meaning to watch all of these Evangelions since they started coming out in 2006. But the first one had just a little too much gross in it, and so that wasn't an acceptable thing to watch. So not a problem. Yep, George is just too young to watch them. Just saying, George. Although it is kind of scary if you think about just cat age, because my cat's coming up on 4.5 now, and that's actually like young adult. So
yep. Let's see. So I heard a possible change in the next D&D edition. They're going to streamline the spellcasting classes so that there's no longer building your spell. You won't have the 2 classes of you have access to all the spells, but you have to preload them, and then the other version
it's going to bork some of the paladin stuff. Yeah,
well, they're going with where if I remember correctly, they're getting rid of everybody has to preload spells. So whereas like bards, I believe you can just cast any spell that but you're limited on spell slots. They're switching it so now even bards will have to pick what spells they want to have access to for that day or something. Which it kind of gets rid of the uniqueness of the different spellcasting classes. But from a marketing standpoint, I can see how that part is really confusing to new people.
Yeah.
I feel like I was having to explain that multiple times to you and June.
Oh yeah, it's well, and I mean, there's a reason why every time I play D&D, I just played a fighter.
Not a spellcaster.
Yeah, and it has, now that I've been playing a bard, I have been very much sad about that because I really enjoy the bard.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to have to learn it now playing Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Well, oddly, I'm actually kind of acclimated. So there we go. Sorry, Zanran.
It's okay. I was gonna say that Ginny D had a video on the new bard,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the archetypes out of the box, so to speak, is a because for the most part they're all like singing or oratory type of stuff, and one of the ones out of the box now is a dancer. So inspiration through dance and special abilities therein, like almost like group dance number is not the name of it, but it's like you pull everybody else along with you on like an initiative bonus or something, and sounds pretty cool. Interesting, some interesting ways to look at it.
Everything's now a musical.
I was going to say
Right.
This is D&D the musical. Oh
Yes.
my God. Yeah, I've been seeing videos of hers too.
Yeah, Ginny D's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I posted a couple to my Discord for y'all to
Mhm.
see, for everyone on the group to see.
And she's been coming up on my feed a lot, which makes sense. I mean, for the most part, my feed is, I'm noticing that all of my feeds are becoming a little bit more intelligent. At least that helps. In that I'm getting fewer weird politics and more D&D and Star Trek and Star Wars, and which is the way I wish it to be. And I have been hearing some bizarre stuff about the boys, which is cracking me up. And I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, because I follow a lot of the actors in the boys. Obviously, Jack Quaid, because he's also from Lower Decks. But I also follow Karen Fukuhara, who plays the girl. And so she's been posting all kinds of wild stuff and reposting stuff from everybody else. And I have been hearing such hysterical things. And I don't know how far you are, Troy. Are you caught up on the boys?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the thing that you're referring to because
Okay.
I'm halfway through the last episode, so it must happen closer to the end, unless if they're referring to the non-actual one, because there was a confectionery that was in the shape of what you're talking about. So
no,
it could
the
be there.
confectionery, though, the actor who plays Homelander posted about that.
Okay, of course she did.
So and Karen reposted that, but no, they're all talking about something much bigger than that. So
okay, well, I'm sure I'm going to get to it in probably the next 20 minutes of the show.
Yeah, probably.
But if you're into D&D, you can get some D&D stuff from one of our sponsors.
Yes, you can, because our sponsors are Kieran Games, Geekway Homes, The Massage Wizard, and your
mom, who may or may not be a source of D&D for you, depending on how cool she is.
My mom actually seemed to be pretty decent with it. I remember when we first started playing role-playing games back in junior high, her whole thing was, she'd seen the thing on ABC or whatever, and she'd seen the expose of everybody committing suicide after playing D&D. And so she's like, I just want to sit down here and watch for a minute. So she had us all come over and play, and she sat and watched. And I think it took her all of about 20 minutes before she's like,
nerds!
Next time you play, I'll buy the Cheetos, but I'm going to go back to reading my book now. She left. And that was about it. That was like the extent of all she ever wanted to figure out.
Mine was 100% into the satanic panic, of course, being a fundamentalist Christian. And the whole Tom Hanks movie with him going down in the sewers, monsters and mazes. And that based off of a true story of a kid going into the sewers and dying because he got wedged in some pipes and then starved to death.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And what a horrible way to die, too.
Yeah. If you're going to LARP, well, follow all the basic survival rules of what Boy Scouts have. LARP with someone else. So if you get stuck in some pipes, someone can pee on the pipes so you can get out.
Right.
Right.
That's the important part, is peeing on the pipes.
The old, oh, you got a problem? Have your partner use urine. Stung by a jellyfish? Urine.
Right.
Radiator, car overheating because you're out of water? Urine.
It's so hard when we're talking about overheating cars in Class 6.
Not talking about Red Dawn with
talk
peeing
about
in it.
how you could pee into your radiator.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I want to say it so bad. Because, I mean, you can. It's just totally a legit thing.
We do the
Unfortunately, we don't generate a lot of water, though. So, also, you should never open the radiator cap after it's been hot. Never, never, never.
Yeah, they tell you that, but have you tried, Guy? Do you really know?
Yeah.
They may just be lying about it.
Trust me.
So, I have a really old set of the play set of the crash test dummies from back in the 80s. That whole thing. And it occurred, I didn't know what to do with it because it just came with a bunch of other crap that I got, and I was just going to eBay it at some point. And it occurred to me, I need to take this into class because it has the cars, and you can crash the cars and launch the test dummies out of the cars.
Awesome, actually.
And you can put one in a seatbelt, and you can say, "See, you wear your seatbelt, you don't get launched out of your car."
Right? That actually is pretty cool.
But
That's funny.
we'll have to see. Next class I'm doing, of course, is the permit test. So,
oh yeah.
Hopefully, I don't have a child break down and cry like you had.
Oh, it's horrible. Actually, I feel like I did her a good. I did good by her. You know what I mean? Like, she was having a real hard time, but it's clear she has chronic anxiety, like clinical. And so I'm like, I am not qualified to help you. And I actually said that like a number of times. I'm like, not qualified to help you. However, you may want to go see somebody about this. And the next time you're in here for the test, because she has to retake again, I was the next time you're in here, have them read the questions to you. And she's like, I can read just fine. And I'm like, I know. Have them do it anyway. It'll be a world of difference for you. And it's just like, it's like so much. I don't even know. So, anyway, yeah, I'm actually kind of wondering if maybe I shouldn't start a game with my kiddos for D&D, or I have Magical Kitties Save the World, which is also a good entry level role-playing game because it doesn't have a lot of different rules and things like that, and the attributes are simpler, and you pretty much only have the magical things that you picked up from your cards that you can draw, and those cards are your magical abilities for the benefit of the game and stuff. So it's kind of nice. I've also been playing Savage Worlds, and that's, I mean, as in a different.
It's definitely crunchier than the other kids' games that we talked about.
It is definitely crunchier, but I do like it. There are a lot of things I really dig about Savage Worlds. That is just nice. It's definitely much more cinematic, a lot more loose on the specific rules, and a lot more about jumping through hallways and shooting lots of bad guys, and they all just magically hit the bad guys, or they don't, or whatever, sort of stuff. I like the fact that it uses all the dice. That one's cool. So and I like the way that it does it by skills. Your skills are those dice. So if you're not good at it, you roll a D4. And if you are better at it, as you gain levels, you go to a D6 or a D8 and a D10 and a D12. And I like that. That's kind of cool. So there's some nice stuff that goes with it. but it also has like every game. It has these like hero cards, and you can play them. You pass them out at the beginning of the session, and they all have different things. Like you can, one of the cards will say you can convince an enemy to do something that they normally wouldn't do, or something like that. And when you play it, the GM is compelled then to do that thing. So, you face the big bad guy and you convince the bad guy to let you go. And by playing this card, and you say, I convinced the bad guy to let me go, or whatever. But some of those times it's just, you can summon an ally from around you to help this fight or something like that. And then the GM just has to come up with somebody who's going to help you in the fight. Yeah. And that's I find that to be kind of fun. There's a lot of interesting differences that Savage Worlds has that I find good. It's got a lot of different rules though. So
I played only once at a convention, and like mini games, it really comes down to who the person who's running it.
Yeah.
And that's not the system so much as then the group you're playing with and the person organizing it all.
Well, and I mean, for me, I have had awesome games in super complicated systems, and I've had awesome games in really simple systems. So I will absolutely agree 100% with you. I also get super frustrated with not remembering the rules, and that is a handicap of mine. And, it gets absolutely frustrating when in the middle of a fight, I have forgotten some rule and can't do the thing that I'm like, I'm ready to figure. I'm prepped. I'm ahead of I'm prepped for this fight. And I get into the fight and I do the thing. And then Alex says, that's not a thing you can do, guy. And not only do I feel stupid, but then I'm aggravated about the whole thing. And my thing doesn't work, which is why the last couple of times that just the dice went the wrong way with Ivy, it still felt to me like I had made a mistake. Because that's commonly what happens. I'm going to use my Beeple Bop skill because I read the Beeple Bop skill and it says that I can do this thing. Well, guy, in sentence 2, it says you can't do this whenever we're doing the thing we're doing right now. Oh, I guess my ADD just meant that I skipped that entire sentence somehow. I don't know how, but I did. And then I feel like a fool. And then I feel idiotic and stupid. So I think that's what's really stopped me from doing Magic up until recently. It's hard enough for me to get just the basic rules down. It's even worse when it's complicated. So,
well, I like those sheets that I printed. I don't think anybody used them because they are really basic. But when I was helping my kiddo at school do his school D&D thing, they were really simple sheets of like, on your turn, here's your choices of what you can do, in addition to whatever your character class and race and all that stuff does. But you get an attack action, you get a move action.
Oh yeah.
And so it breaks down all that stuff. And I
lost them
because you kind of have to know that for Baldur's Gate 3 because it uses the same thing. If you don't know that you use your bonus action to dash, or your attack action to dash, then you run up and go, well, why can't I attack? It's because you used it already.
Yeah, Donald, to your statement, in our game, absolutely. We are all experienced players, and it's kind of been fun to let our characters make mistakes and flub it and screw it up. And it's been fun to see what happens. I have spent so many years having a deficiency in this area that I've developed somewhat of a complex, which makes it hard for me to enjoy the mistakes, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like I mess this up so often now, and people get so mad at me because I am an experienced player and I shouldn't be making these mistakes, but I do. And yep, Alex especially hates me. And though I make that joke, Alex is the one who normally snaps, but I also snap back at Alex just fine. So I don't have a problem with it. I'm more than willing to tell Alex to jump off a cliff. So I don't have a problem with Alex specifically. Mm-hmm. That's never been my issue. It's been whenever we play at conventions, or when we play outside of sort of our safe zone. And I'm noticing that it does express. It's expressing itself in our game a little bit because I'm getting very frustrated with Ivy, which I shouldn't be. I should just be enjoying the hell out of the fact that she's making mistakes all over the place like everybody else is.
All right, pop quiz. Nobody help Guy. How do you figure out what your spell DC is?
Oh, for crying out loud! I don't know. I look all over my damn.
It comes up every game.
I know, and I can't remember. It's somewhere on my character sheet.
Oh my god. Now, Troy, how do you cast a spell in Earth Dawn?
Okay, so you have to weave your threads. All right, you gotta make your thread weaving row to make the thread thing, and depending on how many threads you have and how many threads.
What's that contested by?
It's your spellcasting skill. It's not
what's
contested,
your target
right?
number? What is your target number for doing that?
My target number is going to be based off of my target, right? Because it's like AC. It's like they're not AC. What did they use for Earth Dawn? It wasn't armor class. They had another name for it.
It was physical defense, social defense.
Oh, so a mental defense.
Spell defense.
Spell defense. Enough. Okay. Yeah, if you hit someone with your sword, it's physical defense. If you're doing charisma type attack, like if you're trying to con them, you use your social, and then of course spell defense. Gotcha. Okay, and then I remember the trick was, of course, you wanted to increase the speed at which you can weave threads, so you can cast a spell in one turn instead of like, hang on, guys, 3 turns from now, here comes the fireball. So, yeah, that was a
17.
System.
Yeah,
but how did you get that?
Close enough, Troy, because I remember that up
on my
until
character sheet right here where it says 17.
I remember until very late in our case. You weren't there for the whole 8.5 years.
No, I wasn't.
I was, but very late in the game, you finally remembered how to cast your fucking spells.
It was hard. I had to have notes. I figured out the system.
Well, and I mean, and I'm gotta say, I do appreciate the fact that, you know, save Alex. Everyone else is very tolerant of me being stupid. I'm just razzing you, Alex.
It's okay.
And actually,
Alex, I was trying to get in your corner there because like Troy was talking about stuff that you weren't going to answer.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's all good actually, and that was what I was about to say.
I got you, Alex.
But that was what I was about to say. I got upset with you like 8 months ago, a year ago or something about this, and you really have not messed with me since then. So I mean, props to you. I
try to take correction.
You did, and even though I'm making jokes about it, I really shouldn't be, because you actually did listen and corrected, and I really do appreciate that, because it has let me have less stress. You know. No, I mean,
well, no, thank you.
Actually, I'm backing out of it because you're absolutely correct. I really shouldn't be razzing you for it. And I mean, it's true. And like the last time we were playing that last game before James left, we really were all working well, because I was spending everybody else's turn going over my spell, making sure I knew what it was, making sure I had reread it 3 times, checked all of my numbers, and then kind of leaned over to James and said, "Is this right?"
Well, you also started using cards, which I think helped you a lot too.
Yep. I use cards and things like that to help me queue up things. But I'm still forgetting stuff, like, especially when we played Baldur's Gate 3, I kept remembering, and I mean, I remember Alex saying this too, that we both keep forgetting to use Bardic Inspiration. And we're both bards, and we keep forgetting that.
Alex doesn't use it because Julie doesn't use it.
I understand, but I mean, like, somewhere, well, I understand Julie doesn't, but Alex said somewhere something about Bardic Inspiration. I'm like, crap, that's right. I forgot I was supposed to use that. You know, I keep forgetting to use it.
You did use it last time, though. You gave it to Fox.
I did. That's why I remembered it, because I marked it down for this very reason.
Yeah, I think playing in Baldur's Gate, especially since you made Ivy and you're going to try to continue with her,
it's going to help.
It's going to help, because you're going to start learning, oh, this spell does this, and this is helpful this way. And that.
Yeah.
By the way, Hellish Rebuke is a spell you can get, which I know is one that you have.
Yes.
And it uses your bonus action. So
Hellish Rebuke has definitely served Ivy well. Although I feel like Hellish Rebuke should be like nasty. Like, and it should be like, I don't know. This is because I've been watching. Yeah, right. Now I've been watching a whole bunch of Evangelion and a whole bunch of, you know, horrible things happening to people who tried to do something to the angels, or horrible things that have happened to people who've been trying to do something to the Avas or stuff like that. And so I'm like, now I'm like, my vision of hellish rebuke, somebody like snaps Ivy and she's like, don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. You know?
Well, if they're a first level character, you'll probably kill them with hellish rebuke because it's 2 to 20 damage. So
that's true. There's a lot going on there.
And yeah, it's funny because this is only my playing with you guys is my second group game that I started, and Tara and I started over because I didn't realize it was going to be unforgiving and not talk new players through how the system works. So if you don't know how D&D works, I think Baldur's Gate 3 has got a steep learning curve for you because it doesn't do okay, let's walk into this room. You could pick this lock. You could do this. You could do that. No, it's like, just here you go. Go do a thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. We were even knowing the game. I'm sitting there looking at all my controls down at the bottom and going, oh,
yeah, how the hell do I do this? And we both made rogues, and we're like, we got TPK'd. Like,
oh God,
probably only 4 hours into it. You know, like our first major and second major encounter.
Right.
But it was one of these things where there's a giant rock hanging off of a rope over top of the bad guys, and I'm engaged in combat with the bad guys. And Tara's like, I could target that rope. Should I shoot it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like near it. It's like, oh, it's a rock. It'll hit the guy in front of you, not everybody. But when they hit the ground, it explodes like a thing of C4. And so everybody around the combat's just out except for the bad guys, and the bad guys are scattered around. So I'm like, quick, cunning action, hide, run away.
Anything.
Come back later. Get our dead bodies later.
Do you respawn right there?
If you get respawned by your friend who comes back, otherwise you're just dead.
Ah, nice.
You need a revive spell, and it does the whole death save thing too. So you can end up dying going through your death saves. But yeah, it's if you know D&D, it's good. The only couple of things I've had that I got complaints about it is I found out it only goes to 12th level, so you got to plan know that that's going to happen.
Right.
And then there's things that you should be able to do that you can't do. Like rope is an item in the game that you can find. Can't use it to climb. Can't use it to tie people up. You can sell it or you can throw it at stuff, like to set off traps. But when she revived me, there's a giant hole there, and one of our party members, the NPC, fell in the hole. And we're like, well, how do we revive him? We can't get to him. I'm like, I've got rope. So I'm like trying to click on it and figure out how to use it. And I went online to look up, how do you use rope? I'm like, you can't. So I had to go find a potion of featherfall to be able to get down the hole.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's got its problems, but it is a lot of fun. Our new characters we started, I made a ranger, and I can summon familiars. And so I summoned a cat, and I can run around and scout as the cat. And the cat has an attack of 2 points of damage, and it can meow to distract people and get them to follow it. So you can set up traps with it.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, so it's got neat stuff in it.
You're gonna blow up that cat somewhere along the line. We're all gonna be so sad.
Well, no, I can just it's a familiar. I can make another one.
Right. Sorry, Bob. You're off to be sacrificed. We'll make another Bob.
Yeah, it's got
Bob
9 lives.
Cat 4.
Bad Bob.
And, that reminds me of a story. Neil and I were playing Neverwinter Nights, and
fun game.
And I was playing as the fighter. He was playing as the rogue, and it's pretty early on in the game. And it's like, okay, we're going to check out this prison. We're going to do the thing. And
we've sacrificed Bob. Bob shows up.
So he goes to hide, and he searches around. And he's like, yeah, there's only a couple guys in here. I think we're good. I'm like, cool. And I'm playing a fighter in like half plate and a shield and a bastard sword. And I'm kitted out to just like make enemies just stick to me as I cleave through them and increase critical and all that. And we go walking in and suddenly we get swarmed by all these prisoners who had made their hide checks versus his spot check, just like he had made his hide check versus all their spot checks. And he's like, we're screwed. I'm like, I do not run. And I just like bottlenecked them, wailing on these prisoners with shivs and toothbrushes and clubs. Well, he wound up taking, the feat where he could actually like shoot into melee and not kill me.
That's
So
nice.
he's like shooting
Mhm.
at them, and I'm like,
Sweet.
raw, so bad, but hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Bob, you showed up at exactly that time. And what's so funny is I was talking about Bob the generic cat. And as the words exited my mouth, I was like, I wonder if Bob is here in the show. That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
There is no chance he would show up at exactly this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess my two other complaints is you can only have up to 4 players in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which
that
is
a
disappointing
problem.
because it's I don't know. I feel like it should be 6 at least because of all the roles that you want to have in a group. You want your tank, you want your ranged, you want your healer, all that stuff. And then and I encountered my first nope, this character dies because it's storyline and you can't do anything about it. I've got to revive to bring people back to life. Nope, can't use it on this one. Just like in Final Fantasy VII, doesn't matter that you can revive.
And
Can't do it this
Star.
time.
All sorts of games do that.
Yeah,
I'm still mad at them about Eris.
but yeah, I didn't. Isn't it on sale now? Didn't you get it for like $10 or $20 off the normal
Me?
price? Yeah,
Yeah,
Summer sale's
it's
going
like
on
50
Steam right
but
now.
Yeah.
yeah. So
It's 50 is when it's normally 70, so
but yeah, it's on sale if you're interested in Baldur's Gate 3. And if if you're involved. Oh, I just because I clicked on the Google, it opened up my previous Google searches. I just found out today. I overheard at the coffee shop in Shannon Grounds that the Mox Diamond in Magic the Gathering is going for like $600. And I would have done a spit take if I'd like actually was drinking because I'm like, why? Why is it going for that much? And it's doesn't matter. I have like a few of them because they weren't that hard to get back in the day.
Oh,
And,
it's modern.
Yeah,
Mox Diamond. It's modern. It's modern fast mana. That's why.
yeah, but it's apparently super popular now. I feel like it was where's the rarity? I thought it was uncommon, but maybe it's not.
I might even have Mox Diamonds.
You might have a Mox Diamond. If you do, you could turn it around for like $500-$600.
Cool.
But it's not in bad condition.
I don't think I have any.
I'll
Portal,
go look.
not Portal. Stronghold. It's from the Stronghold set.
Yeah, Stronghold was while we were in Japan, so. But I also may have gotten a few for fast mana for exactly what Alex is talking about.
Yep.
But yeah, it's being used in more current competitions, I guess, and it's the supply and demand thing. More people want it because of all the stuff it can do.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's because we're getting older too.
Yeah, I mean, our Magic cards keep getting parked, and then they don't go anywhere, and then we play once every like year now. And when we do, we're oh yay, we played, and then and then we don't play for a while, and then we play again, then we don't play for a while.
No, Alex plays a lot.
I used to.
Oh.
I got back into it, but gotten back out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I feel like that's sort of the.
We have friends to play with, and I definitely am not playing on Arena anymore, or anything like that. So I'm at the point where I'm not really giving WotC any new money.
Yeah.
So D&D, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They kind of screwed themselves.
Yeah, they did a shitty thing last December, and I was like, you know what? Kind of done giving y'all money for this bullshit.
Yeah, I think most of the stuff I've been getting has either been used through Black and Red or used through some other online thing, but I'm not buying anything directly from them new or.
Yeah, Bob's saying that he's not sure about 5.5 either.
Yeah,
and I don't know some of the stuff that they're changing on 5.5. I mean, I'm doing the get off my lawn thing. I'm like, really, just stop changing stuff. I'm having a hard enough time remembering the dumb rules as is.
Huh.
So,
yeah,
that's a thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because I figured when this game ends, there'll be a large break, and I think you wanted to go back and finish up your Shard Seekers game, right, Guy?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't. Seems like there was lots of stuff that we were discussing. I am not prepared to have this discussion at this time.
Okay, but I could see possibly, depending on how things go, if I get a used copy of the new stuff, maybe in 2025, starting a new level 1 thing with the new rules, possibly. Seeing how it goes.
Seeing how it goes, yeah.
Or I might go back and say, "We're all right. We're playing D&D first edition."
No,
Yeah.
The little tiny books.
no,
Thaco.
no.
I thought the rules were bad before, but then putting me back into Thaco. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll rage quit on that one right there. I rage quit a Thaco back in 1987.
Yeah, guys, you got Shard Seekers. I've got Earth Dawn.
Yep.
Do some stuff.
Yeah, and I wanted to do a cyberpunk game.
Spunk.
Yeah, the new Cyberpunk book is out. I've been out for a bit, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's what I really wanted to do, was do a cyberpunk. That was where we were. But then Alex and I were talking at one point in time on one of our walks. This is how long ago this was. That Alex wanted to do something as well, and I didn't want to cut in front of Alex on that one if that had been the next one in line, and so that's why. That's why I'm kind of doing the wow. We'll have to discuss it.
Yeah, and there's gosh, I still haven't played the Red Star at source or add-on book for roll for like D20.
Yeah.
I got a D20 modern book, and I got because I love the Red Star comic book series, and the book was cool. Yeah, Savage World's cool.
Yeah,
we were talking
Bob's
about Savage
got
Worlds
a Shadow
earlier.
Run to Savage Worlds. That's cool.
Yeah.
Bob's talking about exactly what I was talking about, which is the Paladin Smite rules. Yeah, that's exactly what I heard. Bob was about Smite being nerfed, and I was like, "Oh well, that's a thing." So
Conan RPG. But how easily does it convert to He-Man?
He-Man.
But, yeah, Conan's cool. I mean, I've got a couple collections of the original stories. They're cool. I mean, racist and sexist is all get out, but
yeah,
you kind of know what you're getting into when you read those. So
yeah, I was gonna say, you kind of start out by knowing where it's going.
All right. Well, you got your other thing to get to, don't you?
Get out of here.
It's about time for me to. I'm already loading up the restream even as we speak. The swap over.
Restream.
Yep. So, all right. Well, kind of thinking we are done for the eve.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us, Donald and Bob and Brent.
The whole gang.
The whole gang. We feel like the whole gang's here tonight. Good to see you guys. But unfortunately, as usual, that's all the time we have for today. I've been Guy.
I've been Troy.
And I've been Alex.
And this is Geek Tank.